Therapy Army, welcome to United Real Therapy. How are we doing? Big up Kenny Fan TV. He was here for the preview yesterday. He knew, how can I, a guy who lives in Hume, he's got FA level 1, level 2, how can I predict Manchester United? How can I keep predicting what's going on with Manchester United? How can I keep predicting it? How does that happen? How does it happen, people? How does it happen that I keep predicting what's going to happen in the games? I said blow by blow. I said Paqueta to Bowen and to Mohamed Kudus. And I said those three are better than our three, better than any players that we've got on the pitch. Technically, they're better than any players that we have. We've got prima donnas and has-beens who've been around the block too much. But anyway, let everybody come in. Big up to everybody. Truth says, Comedy FC, dead football. Yeah, haram. We got Tom tonight. We got our Tommy. And guess what? Tommy got the MI6 VIP to the stadium, Olympic Stadium. And he was at the game. Tommy, how are you first? Are you LONDON? Can you go, if they're staying in there tonight, can you just go and see if they're at the hotel? And can you shout abuse outside the hotel, please? Can you do a one-man protest? And say, can I have my money back? Give the money back to the fans. No, actually, they should pay you. They should pay you a lot of money for watching that shite. But Tommy, you were at the stadium. All I can remember is Manchester. These had 3 shots that in 95 minutes, Manchester United. There was a Kobe Manu little P roll that Areola should have done better when he pushed it away. There's the save that he made from Garnacho with his legs. And then the Anthony one where he went for the speculative and he was comfortable. They're the only 3 shots I remember. I don't remember anything else. But go ahead, Tom. Take it away.
Shockingly shit. And I'll put it brilliantly, shockingly shit. We don't create enough chances. We've not scored in 4 games. We've played 26 matches this season. We've lost 13. Manchester United, we've lost half of the games we've played this season. It's embarrassing. Away from home again against a top 10 team, we folded again. It fucking happened again. And at the end of the day, let's be fair in saying it, right. Westham, they're a decent team, but they're nothing special. They do the basics as a team collectively. They'll sit in behind on the low block. They rely on set pieces and counter plays. That's it. And they got the bit of fortune that they did with the Bowen chance. Fair enough. Decent. The Kudus goal, I mean, fucking hell, man. They ran straight through the fucking middle of us. It was embarrassing. From where I was watching it anyway, I had full view of all the pitch. It was fucking embarrassing. Johnny Evans, mate, I don't know what the mechanism was there. Listen, Kobe, I know we can say it for what it is. Yeah, the kid's going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. But I'm not surprised when he has players like McTominay and Fernandez next to him. Me personally, because they're not tracking midfielders. They're not. He's trying to play a system. This manager's trying to play a system where he plays 2 attacking number 10s or number 8s and just have one sitting 6. It's not going to work, Eric Ten Hag, mate. You've tried it from August to Christmas, mate. And like I've said, you've lost half the games already that you've played in. We've not won away from home against a big team for fuck knows how long. Let's just keep it for what it is. And this is going to even come as more shockingly shy. I only counted one pass that Anthony and Garnacho made to Højlund. One pass. That's all I counted. And people say to me that this kid, why is he not scored? And this, you don't give him chances, mate. You don't give him chances. And at the end of the day, 2-0. Look, listen, we'll fucking hold it. We're Man United, aren't we? At the end of the day. And I just can't understand with this team because everybody in the middle of the week when you played Liverpool, you got 0-0. Everyone was giddy. Fucking hell! Some people thought it was like a moral victory. We won. Yeah, I'm not going to deny saying it. Yeah, I was quite impressed that we didn't lose the game 6-7-0. But same frailties come out with these players again. Spineless. The work ethic from some of them, I think, wasn't there fully. And I think, especially in the final third, mate, I don't know what Erik ten Hag worked with these players Monday to Friday, but they can't create fuck all, they can't finish fuck all, and they can't honestly do anything. Not anything clear cut. West Ham can create clear cut chances. We can't, and I think that just sums up our whole season really. And at the end of the day, I've watched the game live. I've watched 2 games live, Nuruddin, in the last 6 months, and we played shite in both of them. The FA Cup final I went to, shite. This game, shite again. It's honestly embarrassing. You go away to West Ham, you expect at least to turn up. Give them a game. I didn't really see that from us. Yeah, you said about the Kobe Mino chance and a couple of others, but that's about it. It wasn't exactly like we was peppering the goal like teams should go to West Ham and do. But me, a decent team, a Man City or a Liverpool, so they go there, they create 6, 7, 8 chances and normally take 2 or 3 of them. That's how top teams operate and work. We ain't doing that. But listen, I called it anyway when I said it about this guy before. Bournemouth was my final straw with this guy. I can't, I'm not gonna go back on my word even after the Liverpool game because I said, well, did we win the game? No. So what's everybody getting hyped about? It's a point against Liverpool. Fair enough, yeah. He didn't get spanked 7-0. That shouldn't even be in our minds. And going to West Ham, mate, minimum, you draw the game, minimum. Not fucking lose, you draw, minimum. I can accept maybe drawing if it's a hard, physical, tough fighting battle. But it wasn't that. You've had a full week where apparently they've had rest, they've had lighter training sessions, Nuruddin. And what the fuck has happened? What has happened to them? They're like frail gingerbread men that's gone all soggy instead of rock hard coming out of the oven. But
we had a rest. West Ham played against Liverpool and got spanked 5-1. Team that's very. I know he made about 6 changes, but a team that was not that confident. Their fans were not involved in it. I call us when we keep the ball like that, huff and puff FC, because you keep possession for keeping possession's sake.
There's no reason. We don't do anything with it. That's the key point. We don't do anything with the ball. We are fucking horrible with the ball, and we have been for years.
Ten Hag. And this is Erik ten Hag. Big up Google. This says, I think it was decent 72 minutes where we didn't take our chances.
Oh, fuck off.
We should have gone in, but we didn't.
Fuck off.
You did it, and then it was 1-0. That's called football. That's called football, mate. You're a comedy. That's what I put. I put one of the titles. What's the excuse this time? So he's part of the 72 club, 72 minutes club now. He's the chairman CEO. Listen, I'm going to go to the last
72 minutes. It's 90 minutes, though, isn't it, Erik ten Hag?
Let's fucking face that. Actually, 95 minutes, 96 minutes. Yeah. Listen. I want us to go down anyway, so we might as well. Erik ten Hag might be that guy who brings it about. Get Man United relegated. Glazers.
Oh, fuck.
Hooray! Go ahead, Lesso. Talk to me. How you doing, brother? Big up everybody in South Africa. What time is it over there?
Funny enough, I'm moving towards two provinces. I was in Joburg the last time we spoke. Right now I'm in a place called Limpopo. It's a province as well, just down the road. It's another, basically it's like, I'd say it's a distance from London to Manchester in if we had to compare it in terms of on your side of the continent. But it's all said on our side as well. Everyone this side of all just given up. I've seen people literally just saying, you know what, today I'm just gonna chill at home. I'm not gonna go to the pub or what we call the bar this side. I'm just not gonna go and watch the match for my own sanity. It's like people already know what's gonna happen before it happens. So I'm of that same mindset. We in the festive seasons. We don't want to have like low spirits and everything like that. So we try and avoid Man United as much as we can because it's a pure circus. And at the moment, 1 minute hearing that Sir Jim is coming in, the next minute he's not coming in. The next minute we hear that he's also the deal is closed. The next minute we hear that we linked with this guy on that guy and we're like, the ownership isn't sorted. and we've also got a managerial problem. So it's all those, factors all in one, and it's driving everyone crazy. But for us, I've decided to, for my own mental health and state, I've decided to, just watch games in clips. I'm doing the YouTube type of thing where, I watch like the first the first 5 minutes. If I see there's nothing happening in the first 5 minutes, I'll watch it in the second half and do the exact same thing in the second half, because you can't. If you really want to protect your mental health, you cannot watch these guys. You will lose it at some point, because you can't understand how people can't even trap the ball and pass it or play a 1-2 touch amongst each other. Something we can do as lads, we can walk up and we do it on the street. And you can tell that this club is just, everything is just all over the place. The manager has to go, like I always said, and I'll keep saying it on the show. The manager has to go. Like, it's not a managerial problem. This is where people get it wrong. It's not just a managerial problem. The manager's bad, but the mere fact that we still have these people who are picking managers, at the helm, it's a problem. I'm not even looking forward to the next guy that they're picking, because I'm hearing that they're already talking about someone like Potter. So I can't deal with it. It's frustrating. Like, it doesn't make sense for me personally, looking from the outside to protect myself. I just can't. Like, guys, I go into every game and I'm thinking that this is just gonna be either a massacre, or it's gonna be we just gonna like nick it. That's how I'm going into every game, and we can't be going. A club of our size cannot be going into any game like that. And that's all I can say at this point. Like, just dissecting games at this point is a waste of time, because we're gonna sit here and we're gonna say the exact same thing every week that we've been saying, that this player is not running much, that player is not doing much, that guy is not really doing this much or that much. It's not gonna solve anything. At the end of the day, we know what the biggest problem is, and it's not the manager, but it's the people above. I don't trust the guy that's coming in, by the way. I've always stated that I do not trust what he's trying to do. Personally, if you're coming in trying to buy only 25% of the club, you're not, and then not making a clear intention as to when you're gonna complete that sale. For me, that leaves it out in the open. I'm here sitting and it's basically hoping. I'm hoping. What I've been doing for the last 10 years or so, I've been hoping. I'm not living on facts. So what I've seen from gauging from what I've seen from the past 10 years and going forward, we're not going anywhere. We're done. We're done for. It's sad. It's sad, but we have to live with that reality that we are done for, guys. But what can I say? That's the realistic point of view I have.
It is what it is. Listen, I'm nursing. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got we're on the Lemsit. I've got a banging headache. I'm all clocked up. I'm ill. I'm not left the flat today, except for a short while to go to the shops. So yeah, in and out of like drowsiness. Got blocked nose, bad throat. I've got the lurgy. So it's ho 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 from me. And it's lie down like the cowards they are from Manchester United. We were here last night. Jarvis was here. Big up Jarvis. We were here last night. Everything we predicted happened, Jarvis. It's just that they didn't get the third goal. We said that. I said 3-0, 3-1, or 2-1 to them. But then, you know what? I'm still hopeful that United maybe can score a goal. We can't, listen, we can't hit a barn door. A barn door, a big barn, a massive countryside farm barn. We can't hit the door from 10 yards. So, no service, one pass. Tom tells me one pass to Hoyland. Tom was at the game. And how can I and you and as a community, we can all predict what was going to happen? How can we predict this 24 hours before it happens, or 12 hours or 18 hours before it happens? How can you be able to predict that he was going to go with Scott McTominay? He was going to go with Manu or Amrabat. And then that happens. And you see the first goal. They switch it around. Nice little tactical. We said it last night. At times, Pochettino will come in and drop into the hole. And that's where he does his damage. He'll stay on the left sometime. Everything we said yesterday came about. So you saw it. Whose man was it? Scott McTominay. What's Scott McTominay doing? Shadow pressing his own shadow. And what does Unana do? This guy. I told the fan base, I swear to God, I was getting so much hate. You hate. What are you talking about? I said, you all saw this guy on one game playing for another team in Italy where they play totally different style of football, where they actually where they're set up to receive the ball from a goalkeeper, where the whole 6-7 players actually are doing these actions to trigger him passing them the ball. And then you get him, and what does he do? He sits down on the floor. At least it's an improvement. He wasn't eating grass this week. Today, he didn't eat any grass. He just sat down like a nice cup of tea. But Jarvis, everything we said yesterday.
We talked about it. Nuruddin, are you related to Nostradamus? In a
but
way.
It wasn't just me, Jarvis. It was you and everybody else in the chat. We all predicted. It's not just about me. I wish I could have. I wish I was a betting man. We were all betting people because we would win a lot of money on the shit we're seeing. I remember when United won like 4 games in a row. Sheffield United, Luton, all that. I said this football is unsustainable. But go ahead, Jarvis.
Yeah, because
Scott McTominay, please. I beg you, before Bombay comes in here, talk to me about Scott McTominay, please.
Oh,
please, Jarvis.
Yeah, but
because it makes it look like I've got an agenda. It makes it seem like I've got an agenda.
Rudin, I never knew he was this bad in person. Seriously, I never knew he was this bad in person. I know what I've seen on TV, but in person, mate, fuck me. He's absolutely garbage. He is, seriously. Unless you put him in the opposition box and tell him to attack the ball, he's fucking useless. And it's not a nice word to use with a footballer, but he is a dead weight in this team. And he's not the only player, but he's one of the standout players because he plays in a crucial part of a football team, and that's midfield. There's one place in a team you can't hide, and that's midfield. Because midfielders always have the ball where, guys? To feet. They always have the ball to feet. And Scott McTominay, he doesn't show for the ball to feet. And he doesn't, even if he has the ball at his feet, he doesn't know what the fuck to do with it. It's like a hot potato. Boot it 50 yards or don't even have any link-up scenario or link-up play. That's it. And at the end of the day, unless he's in the opposition box, what is he going to do for us? Nothing. He offers you nothing at all.
Tom, I just want to hear from Jarvis, and I'll come back to you, Scott McTominay. I'm not going to go into it. But big up Neil Driscoll, who says, went shopping with her wives, so missed the game, thank God. I think Neil, you know what, we need to give Neil Driscoll a clap, honestly. We need to give that man a clap. Because they didn't ruin him. The man went for shopping. Now the family are happy. His wife is happy. Hopefully the children are happy. So lots of love to Neil O'Driscoll. Go ahead, Jarvis. I'm going to mute.
Yeah, speaking about McTominay, he's the hill that Ten Hag will have chosen to die on. Same as Ole. This is just the way it is. We play with one less person on the field by all the time, and the way it affects everything. McTominay's inability to play as a decent midfielder. Bruno has to drop too deep because he has to cover for McTominay, and he doesn't get to utilize Bruno in the 10. Mainu is had to cover McTominay when it comes to defensive work, and he's just a body on the pitch, but he doesn't do anything. And we have seen this so many times for seasons on, and can you imagine we sold Fred and not McTominay? What was the board and the manager and everybody thinking? Because Fred is twice the player as McTominay when it comes to abilities on the football pitch. But yet we refused a 30 million bid from Westham for McTominay. You know, we could
My God.
30 million. It's what do you call it? Flabbergasting to think about. Today's game, the second goal when Paqueta, well, no, the first goal when Paqueta had this brilliant assist. We could see the ball coming in from the side, alongside the 18-yard box. McTominay stood there watching, seeing the ball coming. As soon as Paqueta received the ball, suddenly he went up, a bling in his head. Oh, I got to defend. I need to press the player. And then he went out, but he's 1 to 2 seconds late. Paqueta had a brilliant assist. It got to say it was a brilliant assist, and Bowen scored. So once again, he just stands there sleeping. You know, it can't be said enough that Ten Hag needs to stop this McTominay nonsense. He's not a footballer in this style and quality we need at Man United. So this guy needs to go, or if he stays, Ten Hag goes. It's so simple, because Ten Hag, he's losing it at the moment. When it comes to the game, I think we had some injuries on the center backs. We had to play this young kid, Kambala, besides Evans, and none of them were ball playing center backs. So it hindered us in a way when we were playing out from the back. We couldn't play the ball, but Westham only pressed us with one player, that was Bowen, and they played a mid block, semi low block, and they were just waiting for us to come. And they had no problems defending, because we carried the ball up to the midfield and then it was stopped. We couldn't do anything. Bruno wasn't creative. McTominay is not creative. Even Mainu, he couldn't do anything. So again, they played the ball back to Evans, who crossed it to either Garnacho or Anthony, and they were up alone against 4 players. So again, that's our game plan. Fantastic. And that's where I have a critic to Ten Hag. His in-game management. What happened to his in-game management? If you see this picture for 70 minutes it went on, and he subs on Rashford to change it up. And it's dreadful. I can't say it enough how dreadful it is. And he doesn't react to the other managers' tactical changes. You see, Moyes, he, as you said yesterday, Nuruddin, he has trickeries and a lot of smart tactics. He just waits us out. He lures us out, and he suddenly swapped Bowen to the right side. He moved Paqueta to in the 10 and moved
false 9,
Kudos into the 9, and suddenly they broke us down. 2 goals, bam, game over. And Ten Hag, he just stood on the sideline. He did nothing. In the 83rd minute, he subbed in Pires and Eriksen. Again, he's I want to give this manager a chance. I like Ten Hag. I like him, really. I want to give him a chance. I hope that he can figure out what's going on. But this in-game management it's so frustrating to watch. I sent Mick Ruby a message in the 60th minute. I said, we have no creativity. We need to put Eriksen on ASAP. At least try something. But we didn't, and we just tried to grind. And you could see West Ham was just rubbing their hands and waiting for the opportunity. And suddenly, boom, it happened. So I'm starting to lose faith in Ten Hag, because his in-game management is terrible. It's terrible. And you can't play at this level in the Premier League. Yeah,
definitely, Jarvis. I genuinely think that sacking the manager is not going to solve this.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. Big up, saying he has since we're top of the league. You balled it. Salah brought you that back to earth, but big up. Big up, say me, I see. Solidarity and love. Say me, I see is Palestinian, so solidarity and love. Listen, smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. Nearly 190 of you in here. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're shadow banned. We're demonetized. The people.
Hit the like.
So many people sending me saying that we subscribed, but somehow somebody's subscribing us. Like, what the hell is going on here? Somebody's in there, mate. You know what? But it is what it is. Jarvis hit the nail on the head. Tom, you hit the nail on the head. Let's say you put the nail in the head. People said, somebody asked the question, thank you, because Zoom typed to me. Somebody said this. Somebody said, Is it me or is it seem Nuruddin seem calm these days? We are shy. what is it? First, I'm feeling under the weather. Second, I've been tired because I've been doing a lot of stuff. You know, we're doing a lot of stuff to try to stop the genocide in Palestine. And I couldn't even go to the protest today because I'm usually on the mic and getting people going, bringing energy to these protests. But I didn't want anybody to get what I've got because we're on a megaphone or a microphone. And I didn't want to spread this lurgy around. So, honestly, I wasn't going to watch it. I said it. Me and Bumbaye, we're going to go. But it's one of these things. It just didn't work out because I didn't want to, you know, I had zero energy. I couldn't even lift my head off the pillow. You know what? To me, I don't mind getting a throat cold, yeah? But the head cold, I don't know if any of you have had a head cold. When it gets into my head and it's just here, I can't, honestly, I can't even balance myself. When I get that massive migraine, I can't balance myself. So you want me to scream about Manchester United? How can I scream about something? How can I find things shocking when we already predicted it? We already predicted it. So how can you be shocked? How can I have a surprise element? How can it be a surprise element to come in here and go, oh my God, this great? No, we predicted this. I've been talking about it since last January. I said that football is unsustainable. I said we don't keep the ball off the pitch. I said we don't don't attack them. And I look at Bowen, and I look at Paqueta, and I look at Paqueta and Mohamed Kudus. And I see them and I think, I'll take them any day. Can we please get them in January? Can we get them for Christmas? Because I promise you, they will score goals. They will score goals. You give them the ball in the right areas, they will score goals. And I mean, I look at somebody like Højlund. He's absolutely running to the ground. We said it. We sat here, all of us, in the summer. We said we can't just get him. Manchester United need 2 strikers. I said it on the January before when we bought, what's his name? Workers. I said that Man United needed 2 strikers then. We needed 2 strikers in the summer. We didn't get them. And now he's been burnt out. And I feel so bad for him. And today he got physically bullied. And big up, Barker said that, I think, one of them. He said he will get bullied. Big up to him. Let me just get these super chats. Jarvis, do you have a heat map player positions?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah,
sure do.
Big up Alien Tano, big up Grace, and then big up Alien Taylor. Sack Eric Ten Hag, Egghead, ASAP, I'm done. You know when Alien Tano's done, he's done. But Alien Tano, who do you want then? Do you want Darren Fletcher as a do you want Darren Fletcher as the interim till the end of the season? You know what happens with these players when we have an interim? What happens? They're all down tools. The season's done anyway, so you might as well keep them. The players and Eric Ten Hag's tactics deserve each other. He wants to die on that Scott McTominay hill. He will die on it. He gives absolutely nothing in contribution to the game. Nothing. I saw him make 1 good tackle in 95 minutes. From midfield player. That is disturbing. And it's right next to the player that sets up the goal. And he's doing nothing. It's unbelievable, people. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I'm just like Bruno as well, throwing his arms around. How are you captain of Manchester United? How are you a captain of Manchester United? He put his eggs on Marcus Rashford. So now he's dropping Marcus Rashford, right? And Garnacho is burnt out as well. You can see. Because Garnacho is not used to starting game after game, right? He's tired. You could see him. He's fatigued, but he's still trying. He at least gets back and tries to defend, right? But what are we doing? Honestly, what was it like seeing some of these players live? You saw them in a cup final. And then you saw them both games in London. And you know what? That's 13 times when the last 13 appearances, we've not won in London. We've got unbeat. We only beat Fulham away.
And we shouldn't have even beat them. Let's be real. We shouldn't have. It was a lucky Fernandez goal that bailed us out. That was it. Like, honestly, I never realised how bad some of these players were until I saw them in person. The FA Cup final was disturbing. It was. Because a lot of those players on that day, I saw a different side to Bruno Fernandez that I'd seen in recent seasons that I'd watched on television. I'd watched different players in that game, and a lot of those players in that game played today. Many of them. And the characteristics haven't changed. The mindset hasn't changed. And let's face facts, guys. Nothing's improved. He's not improved any of these players. He really hasn't. If you want to talk about improvement, right, Marcus Rashford had one great season. In how many years at Manchester United? What, 9 years he's been here now? Well done. Well done. Well done. Anthony Martial, how many years has he been here? 9 years, mate. 9 years. He's not even reached, what is it? 100 Premier League goals? No? No? Marcus Rashford even? No? Any of these players? Scott McTominay? Fucking hell. He can't, I mean, at the end of the day, he might not even complete 100 passes in his Premier League career, never mind 100 goals. At the end of the day, these players, mate, they are absolutely garbage. They can't play with each other. You've got a mixed bag of it. And to be fair to you, to be fair to some of them, you chuck in Kobe Mino in there, Garnacho, and the young lad at the back. I couldn't pronounce his name. Bad language anyway. I couldn't pronounce his name. Kambala. Thank you, Jarvis. Kambala. Yeah. You chucking young kids out there in a physical, war-torn fucking game against West Ham, where they're going to bully you, they're going to elbow you, they're going to stick the boot in the back of you. Mate, it's the wrong environment for some of these players. It is. The manager's adaptability, and Jarvis hit the nail on the head earlier. David Moyes is not a super tactician, but he knows and he identifies where his team's going wrong, and he does something about it that impacts them positively. Whether that's he makes a sub, whether that's he moves some of the players around. The way that I already know from David Moyes' perspective, he looked at Manchester United and he said, in that second half, I've got two creative players who are playing out wide, Kudus and Paqueta. My two most creative players are playing out wide. But with Manchester United, we can play through them. They've only got one sitting six, and it's a young 18-year-old kid. Let's put the pressure on him. So what did he do? He switched Kudus around, put him in the false nine. He put Paqueta behind him, and he put Bowen on a wide flank. Basically, where all those players are familiar with playing in anyway. And what did they do? They ripped straight through us. The second goal proved that to you. When a player has that much space and time to get past the ball, to get past Kobe Mino, Johnny Evans didn't even do fuck all, let's be honest. I can't remember who the other defender was. It was shite. Kudus, it was on his weaker foot as well. It is absolutely abysmal from us. There was two players in that West Ham team tonight, two players in particular, yeah, who come from a familiar team for us, don't they? Ajax. They took the basics of what they know in that system and brought it to West Ham. In Alvarez and Kudus. And who the fuck do we have to show for it? Anthony? Bottle job. Shitted it. Shit the bed. Didn't want to run at people. When the going gets tough with some of these players, they don't want to play. It's as simple as that. And for me, I'm not in the same camp that, say, you might be in Nuruddin and Jarvis, where, well, we're just going to sit here and sit with Erik ten Hag and let him play with a bit of string. Listen, if we're not prepared to back him in January, if you're not prepared to bring him in anybody new, and you're not prepared, and the results aren't going to improve, what the fuck are we keeping him here for? And I understand the point, who do you go and get? Listen, I don't care, Stevie fucking Wonder. I really don't care. I'd just go and get somebody, even if it's an interim, but no affiliation to United. The thing we fucked up on.
Tom,
The thing we
can
fucked up
I
on
just
with
interject
Rangnick.
one thing? Sorry for
What?
interrupting you, but when it comes to Ten Hag, why I want him to stay out the season, because he has had a lot of injuries. We all know the stuff that goes on in this squad. So I just want to see if he can replicate what he did last year when he has his players back. And that's why I want to give him the chance, because maybe it's not just Ten Hag or the players.
I get
a
that
lot of
point,
injuries.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get
And
that point,
fatigue and
Jarvis.
burnout and stuff like that.
But even when he's had some of these players back, Martinez didn't look a shadow of himself in the player last season. Casemiro, not a shadow of the player of himself last season. And yeah, they might not have all played together as a collective team, but most of them did at the start of the season. It's only as the season's gone on It's been injury after injury after injury after injury. You can't see, and I'm not going to sit here and deny it and saying that we haven't had our problems with injuries. But if we're going to use injuries as an excuse, guys, West Ham have injuries as a team throughout a season. They don't play that. They're not going to be able to field their best team over Christmas. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, all these top teams, mate, they're going for titles. They're trying to win things, and they have injuries. We are sat here in limbo trying to fight for top four, and even when we have the best field of our squad, I don't really think it's going to change much. Yeah, Martinez might be able to play out from the back. Is that going to help us score goals? No. Casemiro, you bring Casemiro back. Listen, we've said it before. Casemiro, with the ball to his feet, he's not brilliant. He's not. So is he really going to impact the game and help us score goals? Maybe from a set piece or something. Fair enough. But apart from that, it's a long shot. 30, 40 yards away from goal and hope it goes in. The fielding worry for me is the attack that we have right now has stayed the same for most of the season because not a lot of them have been injured. If we want to face facts, not a lot of them have been injured in the attack. We've been very, very lucky in that regard that we've been able to switch it around and play different players. But the lack of quality there is shocking, and it comes down to numerous things: the recruitment. I think the coaching of the attacking players this season has been absolutely abysmal. I've not seen any patterns. I've not seen partnerships, patterns, movement. I've not seen anything. They don't even want to run in behind anymore, guys. Because the reason why they don't want to run in behind anymore, they don't know who's going to play the ball to them. There's no creativity. It's slow, it's sluggy, and let's face it, it's lethargic when we have the ball. We don't know what we're doing.
We are the greatest Huff and Puff FC. I swear to God, we are the
Nuruddin, this is why I'm saying to you, it comes down to the way that you want to play. This guy said he's never going to play the way that he's known for playing. So get the fuck out of my football club if you're not going to play the way that you want to play or that you're known for playing. Because you lied to me, Erik ten Hag. You sold every single one of us a dream. That Ajax football. That's what we wanted. And if you weren't going to come here and give us the Ajax football, none of us here would have wanted you. Nobody here would have wanted you. Let's face facts. Nobody would have wanted him. So at the end of the day, if he's not going to play that way, or he's not going to try and play that way, get rid of the guy. I'm not here for this. I'm not wasting the season. I would go out there and get an interim coach, a proper coach, not a Ragnick sort of thingy. Get a proper coach who's been in the game coaching for maybe a couple of years, like with that shortlist with Laurent Blancs and the Valverdes and these sort of people. 6-month job. Go and get your manager that you want in the summer. Reset. And then in top of that, anyway, I'd ship a lot of these players anyway, because as much as the manager has, in my opinion, has to go, the players go with him. That's what I would say anyway. But I'm out of here with this guy. I'm fucking done with it. I was done after Bournemouth, mate. Fucking embarrassing. Liverpool, shocking. Yeah, got a result, and then we obviously saw today.
Yeah, listen, I'll go to Letso. Go ahead. Where do we go from here? Because for me, we're gonna get spanked again on the Boxing Day. I think we're gonna get beat by Villa. Villa were very lucky last night. Should have been 2-1. Should have conceded a penalty. There was a blatant penalty for Sheffield last night. But yeah, it's embarrassing, and it's gonna get more embarrassing because the idea for me that you keeping Scott McTominay on the football pitch to get a fluky goal, and that you're relying as your main goal threat as Scott McTominay, and you refuse to coach. Instead, you give these players a time off, and you're refusing to get them on a training ground to do the 3 against 3, 4 against 3 drills. I can't help you. But go ahead, bro. Big up, Tom. Come back if you can. Listen, there's 280 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, people. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes at least. Go ahead.
No, I'm actually with Tom. You know, a lot of things that he said, you know, is on point in terms of, you know, you look at the recruitment and everything. You know, I look at City, for example. You know, people forget that Pep actually wanted some very dodgy signings. You know, you look at the players he wanted, like the likes of Fred, Maguire, and these guys. And Man City overruled him on some of those decisions. Even Alexis Sanchez, he said, you know, we can't have such a guy here, because they knew exactly what they wanted to build the team based on and what type of player profile they wanted around the dressing room. We didn't have that at Man United, unfortunately. So when Ten Hag decided that he wanted the full control and everything, forgetting that the club is rotten to begin with, he unfortunately inherited that nonsense that came with it, and that comes with no structure. You're basically dealing with everything all by yourself, and that's unfortunately what he came across, because I feel like a part of him should have listened, or should have at least, listened to some of the recommendations that people made in terms of the football club. People who have worked there obviously have more knowledge within the insides on how the football club functions. And he just decided that he's just gonna do his own thing. He never really wanted to sit down and listen to someone's suggestion whatsoever. It doesn't mean that when you sit down with someone, it means you have to like listen 100% to everything that they say. There are pointers that you need to take from that. It's like when someone hands over a job to you that they at a company that they leaving initially, you need to obviously understand some of the aspects that they have, the challenges that they have to deal with, in order for you, or should I say, in order for you, to make it a very smooth transition, to transition into that occupation. It's just simple. It's like that in everything. So I feel like that's what let him down. And I did say that the mere fact that he did not want to sit down with Ralph Rangnick was going to be a final nail in his coffin. And I did say that. I remember I told Saeed that. And I was just shocked that he did not want to sit with this guy, where he was trying to make some sort of recommendations to me. I'm not saying that he must sit and make every single recommendation, but he needs to take a lot of things on board before he takes on a job he knows nothing about. He doesn't know anything that goes on within the structures of Man United. He may hear the newspapers and he'll be like, I'm just going to make my own decisions when I come in there. That's unfortunate. That's naivety at its best, unfortunately. But this is what it resulted to. And I did say that he may actually not last longer than Solskjaer. People laughed at that, because I saw how much of a gravity of the situation that we're in, as a football club and everything. So, we do need a structure. And I don't know the next one that's coming on. Like, I just don't have hopes in terms of that. I can put out my suggestions right now, but we all know that Sir Jim is in there and he's telling us about he's gonna go the homegrown culture and everything, in terms of restructuring the club. I hope when he mentions the homegrown culture, it means that he's gonna actually try out the youngsters as well. Youngsters who are capable, not just any youngster. That's the most important factor that we need to put it, because we don't want to end up with situations where we have 11 Scott McTominays, in the starting 11 for the sake of the fact that they're just in the academy. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be us going after the right profile players, combining it with the right players that fit the philosophy that we want to go forward. Even now, when we hire in or usher in a new interim manager, just until the end of the season, he needs to be someone that we need to more or less, he needs to fit the same profile style of play as the manager that we're going to hire in the summer. Because what are we doing? If you're going to bring in someone who has a different philosophy to someone you're going to bring in the summer, then it's back to square one again. We're doing exactly what we did with Ralph Rangnick and Ten Hag. Different philosophies, different mindsets, different everything. And we're back here again. 3 years, 2 years, 2.5 years. And I think it will be 1.5 years later, because I think fans will just be fed up within the first season. They're not going to give the next guy a lot of time, because it'll just be a mess to that degree.
Yeah, big up. And this is what happens, innit? Like, we talk about, we go, this is Rashford's fault, this is this fault, that fault. No, it's the system. It's the way we're playing. It's the way the manager's setting the players out. I understand he's got injuries, But big up the Arsenal fan who is getting a bit too giddy for my liking. So let me find his comment from him. He said, I said about, if you look at the record, he's actually got better stats than Klopp, Ferguson, and any Man United manager. He's had more wins than any.
Okay, yeah, he had more wins than any other teams. While Nuruddin is gone, I just want to address something when it comes to Ten Hag. I don't want to look like I'm defending. Oh, you're back, Nuruddin.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's okay to want Ten Hag out because of his results. They obviously be not good enough, but wanting a interim manager to come in and that decision of an interim manager is done by footballing people who knows what they're doing, or is it the Glazers who make that appointment? So do we really want to throw Ten Hag off the ship and let the Glazers decide our future yet again? We know what we got, and I think Ten Hag might be able to improve it. Do we know? Is he competent or is he incompetent? It's hard to say with this group of players, but we know one thing for certain, that is our players are incompetent. A lot of them are not good enough. That we know. That's a fact. So where do we start? Do we start with Ten Hag or do we start with the players? Oh,
I think we start with the players, Jarvis. The players for me, the players. At the end of the day, I always said the players. Listen, I was David Moyes out. I was Louis van Gaal out, and it's the one that I regret because he actually coached. I should have just been a bit more patient. I was Jose out. Ollie got himself the sack at the end, and I think Erik ten Hag's going to do that. But guys, there's nearly 300 of you in here. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. But Craig, you can never separate the ownership, the structure they put in place, from what you see on the football pitch. I'm sorry to say that.
Yes.
You can never divorce that. Fish rots from the head. You can never divorce that, I'm afraid. You can't. You got what? All the 7 points that came out in that article. I didn't need that article to know that John Murtagh was not competent. He's the administrator. That's what the Glazers done. They put a fake director of football in place to try to sort this out. And by the way, Lesso, when you were talking about Ralph Rangnick, they sacked him in March already. I'll never forget Mark Hugden, ESPN. He was sacked. He was sacked already because him and Murtagh fell out. Because Joe Glazer told Murtagh to sack him because he came out and said we need a open heart surgery. And it is what it is, honestly, guys. Some of you were still going, oh, stop being negative. When we beat Brentford, Luton, Sheffield United, when we're beating these teams, Fulham, you were like, and I was telling you guys, we were all saying it. This football is unsustainable. Scott McTominay playing 95 minutes of football, 100 minutes, week in, week out, when he's offering jack, other than the hope. You can't have a manager that hopes a midfield player is going to do something in the game when it comes to a deflection. He can't even do that anymore. He can't even get in the box. He can't even put it in the mixer anymore. So what are we talking about here? And to the Arsenal fan, if you look at the stats and objectively look at it, yes, he's one of the best Manchester United managers because of his win percentage. Now, his win percentage is way down now because he's lost 13 games. That is a fact. But in terms of where we go from here, pick up Giorgio B. I'd say wait until Jim Rat gets his new structure. Jim Rat, listen. Jim Rat is a vanity project. Jim Rat ain't going to change this either. To me, we might as well burn the place down. Relegation. These players deserve relegation. This manager's tactics deserve relegation. I deserve a relegation because I want the Glazers out. And we come back up and new club, we start again. No, it's not that get rid of the owners, get rid of the football structure, get rid of all of that. But sacking him now, you're not gonna get any manager. And let me just get this. Big up. Oh, damn, I've lost it. But big up, I think what's his name? Oh, damn, I need to get him up. he made some interesting comments saying that these things will happen. Now, let me just go back and find it. But Jarvis, genuinely, Romano, is it Romano? Okay, Romeo, was it Ramo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramo.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Ten Hag, and he wanted Ten Hag out. But I'm saying he's not fair in his criticism because of the injuries, the fatigue, the burnout from last season, and the lack of signings from the club, and not just bringing players in, but shipping players off. And I see that as a big problem. And I think we should be fair in our criticism, because we can't just say we brought 400 million of players in. Actually, that's not correct. We brought in players for 365, 67 millions in. And another thing is, we always give Ten Hag his fourth, fifth, sixth choices. Everybody knew that he wanted Kane. He would be perfect for this system and his style of play. But we didn't get Kane. We didn't even try to get Kane because we couldn't. The FIFA fair play rules stopped us because of our wage bill, for example. And we have limitations, and Ten Hag has these limitations. So it's hard for him to be a good manager at this club. I'm not saying Ten Hag is all that. I'm criticizing Ten Hag for his tactical choices, the way his in-game management is, how he selects the team, and he doesn't seem to learn because he's stupidly stubborn. So in a way, yeah, I see every problem with Ten Hag, and the writing is on the wall. He will probably get sacked in the next 2 months, I would say. But do we trust the Glazers to bring in a competent manager to turn this ship around? Is there any manager out there who will actually turn this group of players around? Are we so deluded as fans that we think that someone can come in and save the day? I don't think so. So for me, I rather give Ten Hag the benefit of the doubt and let him finish what he started for the rest of the season, get his player back from injury, get the burnout from last season, get away so they will feel a little bit better, train better, and hopefully maybe we will turn the shit around. And I would say it's a bigger chance that will happen than an interim manager coming in and turn this around. That's just my thoughts. Hate me if you like, but that's just the way I see things.
No, and definitely, I second that thoughts, Jarvis. I genuinely don't believe, we were here. Look at what Fred wrote in an article on the Ralph Ranier. He said the players were not running for him. The players were taking the piss out of him. The players were laughing at the interim because they knew he wasn't going to be the permanent manager. So unless you bring in a permanent manager, then it's not going to help. And then you give that permanent manager and the football structure a chance to clear out all these players. To me, every one of them needs to go. Other than maybe Rasmus, Garnacho, Manu. You know what I mean? They can stay. The Kambala, the kid that started today. You know what I mean? All the youngsters can stay. But the rest of them need to go. It's simple. It's simple. McTominay's protected because he thinks he's going to get in winners. I mean, come on! How do you not see that shit? How do you not see that shit? That McTominay's not going to get... You're not even putting the ball in the box. You're not even putting the ball in the box enough times. You're not even sustaining it. There, you're not sustaining it.
This is the heat map. To the right, it's a heat map. That's our three midfielders. And if I do remove them one after one, you will see this is Mainu. Now he's away, and now is Fernandez away. This is the heat map of McTominay, and you can see here clearly that Bruno Fernandez and Mainu has to help out McTominay because it's useless. You see, they are all playing in his area because they're playing with one less player on the field. It's obvious when you see the heat map. It shouldn't be that way. McTominay should keep that right hand side for himself. But Mainu and Bruno Fernandez away. Here you see a little green dot with McTominay. It's dreadful. He shouldn't even be on the pitch, and this is a problem I see with the team.
Yeah, it's a fact. It is a fact, Jarvis.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to see a heat map to know that non-existent. Again, Kobe made a mistake. In the last 6 games, he's been our best player. The last 6 games where he's played, his 18-year-old has literally stood out. Like, that's when you know you're in trouble. An 18-year-old. And he's going to make mistakes because that's what young players do. They're going to make mistakes. And that's what young players do. Splash and Nuruddin, I was in the chat 7 minutes ago telling you people about Bruno, how much fraud he is, but he didn't agree. Listen, Bruno Fernandez, to me, objectively, when he's playing well, I judge it game by game. I come on here and I judge things judged by game. And it's probably a particular game when you were talking about him. I didn't think he had that bad of a game. I never bought into this Bruno Fernandez, this kind of like some stat guy. I never bought into it. He gives the ball away too many times and he's indisciplined. I talk about his deficiencies. I said it a year ago, Bruno Fernandez deficiencies. That he jumps out, he chases the ball like a headless chicken. He doesn't stay in the position of discipline, and he's a liability. And now he's more of a liability from deep than he was when he's off the pitch. Because he's giving the ball away.
No, his overall play is actually it does actually destabilizes the team. You know, when things are really going well, in terms of the way he plays, and everything comes off well, you know, it can look very, very, very good, and it can benefit the team in various places. But now the problem is when you want a team, whereas you want to be systematically based, especially with most top teams in today's football, you cannot have a player like. Unfortunately, you cannot. If you want something that's sustainable, you cannot have a player like Bruno in your team, being the one that's actually, being the puppet master. You can't, because it's just not sustainable. You know, he gives the ball away a lot of times. You know, I love him as a player, but the problem is sometimes these things just don't work out. You know, he's more of a player where he's he's throwing things, out there like that. He's basically creating chances out of nowhere. It can work out, like I say, it can work out sometimes, but most of the times it probably won't. Like now this season, for example, when it really doesn't work out, he really looks very terrible. So that's why I think in the Portugal national team, that's why they actually try and play him in a more disciplined position. Martinez tries and plays him in a more disciplined position, whereas he's not allowed to just waste the ball like that. Martinez is a position-based man. So that's I think where he got it right with it. Yeah.
But you can't tell him because he relied on him last season. And that's what happens. Other than creating a system, you relied on 1 or 2, 3 individuals, and now those individuals are not there. They're not on form, and there's a slap back in your face. Big up Ailington. All we want to see is decent football. I said it from day one. The reason why I wanted Eric Ten Hag is I thought we played decent football after 6 months. I didn't ask him to go and chase fucking 4 trophies. I didn't ask. And when I was telling you all, I am Nostradamus about that. I am. Because I was telling you all. And some of you were calling me negative. I'm calling this negative therapy. People. That's why I'm not screaming as much. The only game where I've lost it this season was the Galatasaray home game. Because we literally, our so-called experienced better players, gave Galatasaray the game. They gave them the game.
I would just say when it comes to Bruno, for me, it's a little bit of a conundrum because I think when he have the captaincy, he takes too much of a responsibility and he covers too much ground and he's too deep in the field. He should be in the 10 position where he's at the best. But you could see at the heat map, he was covering up for McTominay on the right hand side defensively also, and the same with Man Utd. So what we see now is a unbalanced, unstable team because we have players that don't do their part. Usually Bruno should be up there and starting to try to create, but now we see him all over the place and hitting through passes and getting assists when you're in the midfield circle is not that easy. It's easier when you're in the 10 position up with the striker. So I'm not sure. For me, Bruno is a very difficult player to assess at the current stage. We saw him in the first half season with Solskjaer, and the second season he was fantastic. He was really good. He was one of the best number 10s in Europe at that moment. So,
But Jarvis genuinely down to heart. Stats might have proved it because he was involved in a lot of games. Because we were playing through him. The whole team is set up through him.
Yeah.
And you can't sustain that. You can't sustain that. I'm afraid.
No, you called it out. You called it out last season. I agree, Nordin. But that's the thing. What are we going to do with Bruno? How are we going to utilize him? Because there's only one way when it comes to Bruno. He wants the ball and he wants to create. He wants everything. I'm
sorry, you can't. I can't have the player who's so indisciplined positionally. I can't. How can I build a style of play when I have a player who's so runs around like a headless chicken, jumps out of spaces, leaves gaps? I can't have that. But Craig, well, you didn't have to do this, brother. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks for the content. He says, Nordin, for 2023. Get well soon. Listen, I'm going to be all right. Touch wood, I'm going to be all right. Like, it's a cold. We get over it. You know what I mean? I'm not having bombs dropped on me like the people are in Gaza. It's not going to stop till the new year. We're going to go into this more. How many more thousands needs to die? How many more thousands need to die till the Western cowardly governments who are vetoing United Nations resolutions? How many more need to die? How many more massacre? How much more genocide is it going to take? And hold that, Angelina Jolie. She didn't mention names, but she came out today and I'm like, Angelina Jolie, welcome to the club. This is how international politics is set up. She was like, some people can get away with murder. Some people can't. Some people will get all like help and funding. Some people won't. I'm like, where the fuck is Angelina Jolie? You live in the clouds, don't you, with your $1 million mansions and shit? Where do you live? Welcome to this. Why do you think people protest? Why do you think people always want to fight for justice? Where the hell have you been? It's shocking. Listen, at the end of the day, for me, Bruno Fernandez on the performance this season, it's unsustainable. I'm sorry to say, but it's unsustainable. Yeah. I would like to get a manager, or if Erik ten Hag had any cojones, he had any balls, he would put him on the bench and play the youngsters so that give the fans something to get behind. Do you understand, Jarvis? Give the fans something.
I agree, but what's a man to do,
It's his captain. Set up a system, a style of play, so that we can actually see something we can get behind. We don't mind losing. It's not like we were winning we won the Haribo Cup, people, in 5-6 years.
Nuruddin,
we've not pulled up any trees.
Ten Hag didn't give Bruno a 4-year contract 2 months before he came in. It was the board who made that footballing decision because they're incompetent. Why do you give a so important player like Bruno a new contract right before you hiring a new manager? It's the way our football club is run. Now it's almost impossible for Ten Hag to drop because he's been one of our most consistent players in the last 3 seasons. So it is what it is. Ten Hag is fighting with his hands behind his back, and
but then he's not helping himself, Jarvis, as well.
Yeah, he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's not. Yeah,
he's not helping himself. It's not. I genuinely do think he wants to get the sack. I think when he came out and said, "Oh, I can't play my football here. I'm not even going to try." I think then that to me was when he was done. Do you know what I mean?
But how do you see us going forward in this Christmas? How are we going to score goals against Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest, who's the 2 next games?
Unless they make significant errors, I don't think we're going to create anything, Jarvis. We're not going to create anything.
Speaking from a tactical point of view, what can Ten Hag do?
Well, I would. I genuinely would try. I would drop Anthony, and I would try Rasmus on the left-hand side. That's what I would do, and I would bring Martial back in to try to hold up the ball, and I would bring Sancho back. At least somebody who can get the ball into the box. Somebody who's composed in the last third. But this is what I would take out Scott McTominay. I would take out Bruno. I would literally play Sancho behind the striker. Literally would play the number 10 role. I'm not lying to you. I would, because I know he will look after the ball a bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would try Rasmus on the left, and I would try like Palestri on the Rasmus on the right, Palestri on the left. Let him come inside. That's what I would do. That's what I would do, honestly.
Yeah.
Because to me, Rasmus where he's playing now is not working. Garnacho where he's playing is not working. Anthony's not working. So why would I play some? Why would I do the same boring thing? It's like
it's not only up to Rasmus, because when he drops deep, usually the wingers they do the diagonal run in behind and make a threat. But now no one. The wingers are out wide, and Rasmus drop deep, so we have no one in the box, and that's a big problem. There's no threat going forward. And for Ten Hag, it should be easy to solve. He should just instruct his players to do the diagonal run, or a midfielder to fill the pocket. But it's not happening. And I don't know if it's Ten Hag or if it's a player who doesn't see it.
No, but he's the manager. He's the manager, Jarvis.
Yeah.
You've got to scream at the players and tell them where to go. You can't let players go on the pitch and be headless. We don't mind getting beat. Bumbaye.
Tom, where's
yo.
the ho 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 and the Christmas cheer, boys? What's happened?
Merry Christmas, ho ho ho! Forever blowing bubbles. The bubbles swept that away. Listen, please, I'm going to only ask you one question only. Scott McTominay's performance today, please. Thank you very much.
Decent. Yeah, decent. 100% decent. 100% decent. I swear to God, I'm not even joking. I thought he played all right. Do you want the analysis? Do you want the full analysis?
Yes.
Up to 72 minutes. Up to 72 minutes. You've got a happy camper here, pal. You've got a happy camper here. But that's because we're talking about Manchester United, the current Manchester United, and we're looking for progress to try and back the manager. Is it good enough from an attacking point of view? No, we've got a lot of problems. But Manchester United, as I said, they don't press you. They drop off. We had some opportunities. I thought we played well. I thought the shape was good. But you can't score goals. You can't win games. It's that simple. And what tends to happen is when you're not giving the opposition anything to worry about because you're not going to get through, they get a little bit bolder. And this is why it's unfair sometimes to criticize Man United defense. It's the most tested defense in the league. And that's because we don't know how to attack. Attack is the best form of defense. Think about Man City, man. Think about how Liverpool hunt in packs and press. Look at Arsenal, how they play. Manchester United, guys, I'm sorry. There's nothing to worry about up there. I thought today for me, Johnny Evans had a decent game. I thought Onana had an okay game with his feet. I thought generally the back line was good. Luke Shaw was very good for me today. McTominay had a decent game. I thought Kobbie Mainoo, not his best hour for me today, not just because of the mistake. You can see the inexperience is still there. You can see it. Sometimes the wrong pass, sometimes the pass was on the wrong decision. I thought Anthony today, I'm giving him like a 6 out of 10. I'm not even joking. Garnacho was the worst player on the pitch today for me. I thought it was awful. Wrong decisions. He's the new old Marcus Rashford. Keep playing like this, but he's young, so we got to be. And I thought Højlund was poor today. I didn't like that. I need to see a bit more. But that's the story of Man United. You need to get rid of Sancho and Martial. You need a striker, and you need somebody to bring on instead of just Rashford or just Garnacho for Rashford. It's very thin on the ground, this squad, in terms of people that can change a game. Up until 72 minutes, I'm thinking this is acceptable. Good shape, the application's there. I'm not worried, we're comfortable. But what happens, you get a goal down, and the team that Erik ten Hag has built is made of shit. It crumbles. It's got no backbone. The Jose Mourinho team had backbone. The Ole team would always come back. Even the Van Gaal team didn't crumble like this. No way. 3-1 against shit opposition, man. Champions League should be burying them games. Busted. Bournemouth score a goal, you capitulate. Today they score a goal. You've been the better team. They've offered nothing. They've got nothing. I told you, they've got nothing. Kudus goes in. It's a great finish from a mistake. Bowen, what a ball from Paqueta. Fair enough. That's it. I didn't see no West Ham. Didn't do nothing. But we can't score goals. We score the goal. Garnacho takes that chance. We win that game. We win that game. I swear to you.
You think Moyes was worried today when we were attacking?
No.
Really?
No, I don't
he
think
wasn't.
so. But were you worried when they what did they worry you with? Anything? I wasn't worried, not at all. We had our chances.
Yeah, they worried me when they changed the shape slightly, like we predicted last night, where Paqueta went in the hole, and your boy Scott McTominay, like this comment says here,
Yeah.
Scotty He-Map was in a Tesco frozen aisle doing his Xmas food
Look,
shopping.
he's
what he was.
Look, he's an easy target. He's
He's
your new
an easy
Fellaini.
target.
He's your new Fellaini.
target.
He is,
That was
bro.
his man. That was his man. I'm sorry to say, but he was shadow banning. Listen, Bombay, I've let you say what I've said. I was quiet. It's time for you to mute, my friend. Thank you for jumping on. I hope the lecture went well. I'll say this and I'll say it simple.
It was really good lecture.
You and Eric Ten Hag are the only two, the level of delusion. The only two that are coming out saying that. Eric Ten Hag said 72 minutes, we were all calm. Football is 95 minutes, sometimes 100 minutes with these new rules.
It is.
Manchester United got caught slipping, and even all of that. Go and check my tweet out. My tweet. Let me read this tweet.
Bro, look, I don't
This
do
is
Twitter.
halftime.
You know that.
This is halftime. Let me tell you what I said at halftime. This is what I tweeted at halftime. Right?
Look it down. Go. Let me get my slippers. Wait a minute. Wait. Well, let me get my slippers on for this.
No. Listen, you don't need your slippers. What you need to do is go and slap yourself in the face in the mirror. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do with the comments that you made, right? I said, in bed with a bad cold, with a bad head cold, I'm depressed watching haram football. It might be just be me, but it looks like we're just waiting to concede. No tempo, no energy. Eric Ten Hag said he gave these players a couple of days off for what? That is what I wrote at halftime. At halftime, I wrote at halftime. And how you get from that, the half that I watched, that went into, I literally said there, I said, I don't know what it looks like to you guys, but it looks like we're waiting to concede. And that's what happened. So, let me say something to Bombay. Teams nowadays don't have to do jack all to beat Manchester United. They can be crap for 70, 80 minutes, and all they have to do is conjure up a couple of pieces of magic moments. Next minute, bang, bang, there you go. And for you to come on here, talk about Scott McTominay decent, and to blame Manu. Manu, even today, if he made a mistake, he still looked like the best player on that football pitch. Why? Because he wasn't panicking FC every time he was on the ball. He wasn't getting rid of it like a hot potato. Did he give the ball away? Because he's left there by himself. We talked about this yesterday. We said if McTominay and Bruno start, he's going to be left alone. Yeah. Jarvis, I beg you, just for Bombay, bring the heat map on and see where Scott McTominay was. Because I promise you, Scott McTominay was not on the football pitch today. He was, you know where he was? He was... Guess where he was? He wasn't even in London. He wasn't even in London. Guess where he was? He was chilling with Bombay. He was chilling with Bombay. Show him, please. Just isolate it.
2 seconds. I'll just go down. Okay. Bombay. So you see on the right, that's Man United's heat map from the midfielders. You see all the three midfielders. This is the heat map with the green area here. And if you remove Manu, this is the heat map with the McTominay and Bruno. And let's say we remove Fernandez. This is the heat map with McTominay. Look at it. It's not even involved. And notice that the two other midfielders has to cover McTominay's area.
So what am I looking at here? I don't understand. This blue stuff is Scott McTominay.
Yeah, this blue stuff is Scott McTominay.
He's all over the place. He's everywhere.
If I add Bruno, this is Bruno. And if I add Mano, these are our midfield together.
So what's the blue?
Yeah, the blue is where they have been a little, but the green area is where they have been the most, or red. So this is his main position, and he's been around here.
On the right side of midfield.
Here, a little bit here. So mostly this is his area. He's the right midfielder in the so-called pivot with Manu.
Yeah, listen, if anybody's
what are you
abusing,
guys saying?
you need to get
Are
rid of
you
it.
saying
Basically, we're saying Scott McTominay's contribution with Manchester
Yeah.
United, 72 minutes dominated possession, is dog shite for a midfield player. Absolutely dog shite. And you, Bombaye, will always try to defend the indefensible. Somebody's got to. And you know what? We gotta give it to you for that, because it's very difficult to defend the indefensible. But the point what we're making is that we sat here this week, we sat here 2 weeks before, and we said trying to have sustainable football with Scott McTominay whipping in balls in the box, them taking a deflection, and him getting a Lego head on it. It's not the way you build a team. It's not the way you play. And since he scored those 2 goals against Brentford, he's finished every game. He's now undroppable. And Eric Ten Hag wants to get the sack, but I think Manchester United don't have any money. They don't have the 20 million to sack him.
Nah.
So he's going to be here.
Look, let's put Scott McTominay aside, yeah, because there's no point in
No,
you coming in.
we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
All right,
Because
okay.
Fred was a guy that we killed last season a lot because he gives the ball away. But I'm sorry to say, like Java said earlier, Fred is 20 times the player fucking Scott McTominay is.
But I liked Fred.
No,
Yep.
Fred was horrendous at times giving the ball away. Cost him
Well, I mean, look. Today, you know what? There's different players that today I thought there was quite a few horrendous performances for me. I've not got anything specifically invested in Scott McTominay. You know, I love Kobe Mainu. I thought today he wasn't very good.
Listen,
I really like Garnacho. I thought he was our worst player today. That's real talk. I thought he was awful today. And I said to you, we should start Marcus Rashford.
Listen,
So for me,
listen.
it's not
I don't
every
think
week.
it was awful.
Yeah, look,
I thought he got about the
it's
pitch.
this is
I thought
bigger.
He could have finished, but to create one chance, like this is what we want, guys. In every 90-something minutes, we create one chance for either attacker. And we expect them. So today, man, and let me just run to you. For all your amazing football, yeah, that you think that United played today, how much possession we kept and all that. We had
we played well.
A corner.
Played well.
Listen to
Yeah.
me, a P roller. We had a P roller.
Yeah.
And their goalkeeper was even trying to be charitable. And I don't know, somehow he was a P roller. Anthony tried to whip into the top corner, easy save, no tempo, no direction. And the only other chance was the save from Garnacho. That was it. That was it. 3 shots.
The game of Man United that I'm watching, this is how I'm watching Man United. I'm considering not where we should be. Forget that. If we were talking about where we should be, managers, just get rid of this manager. Get him out. Bring any other donkey in. Doesn't matter. I'm looking at Manchester United every week now, and this is how fair I'm being to the manager, to the team. And I'm looking for something that I can take away from this game to think there's something to hold on to, build. I came on after the Liverpool game and we disagreed. I said I thought we were very good. We did a lot of good things. We need to incorporate that into every game. So let's take that and go into West Ham. So we're at West Ham today. It's going to be a difficult game. They're going to give us the ball. What are we going to do with it? Yeah, we can't score goals. Eric Ten Hag has produced for us a team with 160 million pounds worth of strike force that he purchased that can't muster nothing. It's a big, big disappointment, Eric Ten Hag, in that department. They can't penetrate.
Because we said, I'm sorry, Bombaye, we said we needed 2 strikers. I said it in the January before when we bought Workers on by himself. I said Manchester United needed 2 strikers. And this summer we said Manchester United needed 2 strikers. We said you can't rely on a 20-year-old. And then we turned a 20-year-old, sorry, Bombaye, into a WWE wrestler who's now burnt out. After 10, 15 games, he's burnt out.
Tab, whose fault is this?
Well,
where's the blame? Where's the blame? Okay,
fault.
Tab, what am I saying here? Okay, I don't disagree with you. You are responsible for the signings. You are responsible to have some foresight.
No. He's not just responsible for the signings. He's not. The club said they didn't even. He wanted Harry Kane. He wanted Kim Min-jae. What other players did he want? He wanted Kim Min-jae in the summer. He wanted Harry Kane.
Okay, we didn't get him. We didn't get them. We spent 70 million and 85 million respectively on 2 guys that played today. The problem with this team, let's say you've got Osimhen.
No, not 2 guys that played today. We
Anthony and I'm talking about Anthony and Rasmus
Anthony
Højlund.
was there for the season before.
Yeah, but this is the player that we've invested in to lead the line, lead the attack, to spearhead the goals, right? He's playing today, and Rasmus Højlund's playing today. The point I'm making is the way the team, and Schmeichel alluded to this, and Scholes I listened to. Scholes gave an analysis exactly like mine before the goal.
He was
Manchester
trying
United-
to be kind.
No,
I'm
he's not
sorry.
being kind.
He was.
He's not
He
being
even
kind.
said it himself.
because-
himself.
Look, he's
He
not
was like,
kind
I'm
to
trying to
Manchester
look at the
United.
positives.
Me too. Me too. That's what I'm trying to do. And today it was positivity, team shape. We were there. There were some good performances. But the problem with this team is twofold. You can see the goal, you crumble. You can't see Manchester United resistance, nothing. They just fall apart. Part of the remit of a good manager, a strong character that has got this shit on lockdown, is you build a team that doesn't have a soft underbelly. If you're not going to play good football, then make them a team, make them a family. If you can't do that, you're going to fail.
He gave
No
them
team.
days off, Mumbai. He gave them
Look,
days off.
listen, I know it did. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Look, do you know if you're playing in a team and people are not got this mentality to fight for each other? Jermaine Defoe said it perfectly. We praise Manchester United, and I'm guilty of this, for turning up, putting the hard yards in, winning the second balls, winning your battles. But that is, according to Jermaine Defoe, you need to know where you're at, man. Eric Ten Hag and the players. This is Man Utd. Do you know how lucky you are? So we're here praising you for putting in hard yards, but that's the level I'm going to, because the team that he's built here doesn't really have anything. So as soon as we go a goal down, that's it. We capitulate. And I said to myself, why do I keep saying to Nuruddin we're going to get 3 and 2 goals? Who's going to score these goals? There's no goals in this team. Do you get what I'm saying? So I have to look at this game today and think, you know what? Hang on, bro. What are the positives? Well, the positives are we were in control. We were comfortable. There was nothing from them. Yes, second half, they changed it. A great piece of play from Paqueta. Nice dink over the thing. A bit of luck. 1-0 down. But it's still early on in the game. They haven't posed any threats, boys. You've had some decent opportunities.
The point I'm trying to make,
but after that, bro,
teams don't have to. Teams don't have to. They give us the ball because they know we're toothless. That's why Jarvis asked you the question. Did David Moyes think he's going to concede? No. He said, we're going to set the traps. I'm going to change the tactics.
No, but they could have conceded.
We should have scored yesterday. And your boy scored. McTominay's right next to him. But
but what Jarvis has said, I don't agree with that. Let me tell you why.
Who was the nearest player to Paqueta when I swear to God, as soon as the ball went wide, I was like, watch where Paqueta is. Watch where Paqueta is. And the ball gets me, and Scott McTominay is shadow pressed in his own fucking shadow.
Look, Garnacho has had a chance. Højlund and somebody else gets caught on their heels. Anthony lashes a great ball in. It felt like something could come, but I never thought like Everton or Bournemouth.
One cross. It was that bad. You only remember one cross.
But Nuruddin, what I'm trying to explain to you is, forget what David Moyes is saying. The reality is, Garnacho has to score that goal. And if the lads are lively, that's a big chance. One goal changes the game. It's not like we're not offering anything, nothing's happening. Yeah, we're shit at penetrating. We know that our players are not scoring. But whether David Moyes likes it or not, that game was under control. That game was completely under control. They offered us nothing. Yeah, second half, they changed it. We made a mistake for the second goal. But the reality of the game is, watched the Everton game, watched the other games. We're awful. We're getting overrun. It's mental. 6s and 7s defended. Nothing of the sort today. Nothing of the sort. 2 chances, 2 goals. One, a nice ball. Okay, deflection. Onana, I can't blame him for that. Shit happens. And second one, a mistake and a great finish. A great finish. Do you know what I mean? From what can I say? Wonderful finish from Mohamed Kudus. Our problem is, though, man, as soon as the goal goes down, boys, you can see another one 4 minutes later. What the fuck happened? No penetration. Finish your chances. It's the same old story. Golden opportunity. You score it. We're a different team. It's a different game. So today it wasn't Everton or City or Liverpool or Burnley even when they were flipping coming at you with Oliosho left, right and centre. You're thinking, shit, man, just get hold of this game, relax. Nothing like that. Yeah, okay, you're not going to press us because you know we're impotent going forward. I get that. But we didn't give you a chance to breathe. How high was our line throughout the whole game? Johnny Evans is basically on the halfway line for the whole game.
Because they allowed us. That's how they play, Bombay.
Not only they allowed us,
they allowed us. They
Bro.
allowed us. And that's why do you think at halftime, why do you think I'm saying, are we waiting to concede? Like, is it me? Why do you think that comes to my brain? Because that's how they play against the big teams. They allow you. I said it to you last night. What they did to Chelsea. Chelsea dominated the game. Chelsea actually had a clear chances. Their goalkeeper, our West Ham goalkeeper, made fantastic saves. And they missed sitters. But I can't come out. The only way you can accept that today is if their goalkeeper's man of the match. If you hit the bar, if you hit the post.
You're not going to get that one, Man United, bro. You're not going to get that.
Let me just get this on Madhouse. So Jarvis asked me, what should I try? Until he's the football player for Manchester United, unless they sell him, I want to try something different than the three that we have up front at this moment in time. So Anthony gets dropped. I will bring him in to hold up the ball, and I'll play Rasmus on the right. I'll bring Palestri on the left, and then I will play that team. Or Ahmed is not going to get into this. I would play Ahmed as the false 9. You know what I mean? Like, but he's not getting in the team. He's fit now. He's been playing and training, but he's nowhere near the squad. So because he's not wanted either. But guys, we can talk about this all day and night. At the end of the day, Eric Ten Hag wants that 20 million payout, right? Because to me, Scott McTominay thinking that he's going to whip the ball in and he's going to score goals like he did against Brentford. That is not football. That is not. At least go down trying your football. That's not football. And Scott McTominay offers fuck all of the ball. You can't have that. You can't carry. And then you can't leave an 18-year-old by himself. I can imagine he gave the ball because he was stressed. You know what I mean? He's 18. He's not experienced. But I promise you, in the last 6 games, he has stood above the rest being the best player. Last comment of the show quickly.
No, man, from everything that we've digested, I'd safely say, man, we're in the mud, man. And unfortunately, it's the kind of mud that you don't get out of. So, you're in a quicksand situation. The club is a shambles. Certain players have preferential treatment. You know what I'm saying? They're treated better than others. And it is what it is, it's politics at this club, and we see it. We know as fans, we see it. And outside of that, we know we've got a rotten structure that which precedes the whole treatment of players. So it's just the circus, and I don't see Sir Jim fixing this. Like in the chat, they've been saying it. We're not fixing this, guys. Let's just be honest. He's here for the Super League and everything that the Premier League rights that may come after this, TV rights. So they're just looking for profits at this point. It's not about making Man United great. That's the problem I have. When people want to come into a football club and trying to make profits out of it instead of making it great. We had the Qataris. That chance is gone. We just have to sit here and accept the nonsense that's going to come for the next, I don't know how many years, maybe a lifetime. We may not see anything great from Man United in our lifetime. That's the sad reality. But what I can say from going from this is that people need to just look after their mental health because prepare yourselves. We are going to see this nonsense for many, many odd years. So, that's all I can digest because, we have to be realistic. We can sit here and we say what we want and what we think is right. But those guys up there don't care. Those guys up there, they can do whatever they want to do. Now I'm gonna leave it out to you guys. But yeah, it's been a brilliant show, and yeah, everyone has had their opinions, and I've been.
Thank you so much, brother.
Big up.
I hope if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you and to everybody who's celebrating Christmas. Happy holidays to the rest.
Have a
Mbaye, go
blessed
ahead.
one. Right, look, the Glazers are staying. Jim Ratcliffe is here just for the Super League. Nothing's going to change. Everything's going to stay the same for at least 3 years, okay? Let's just go with that for now. That's nice and safe. Do you want to keep Erik ten Hag for the next 3 years? Because you guys think that changing the manager don't solve anything based on what you're seeing and where we're going.
Yeah, I personally think I want to get relegated. That's what I want.
Listen.
And at
I
the
know you.
moment, we're on
I know,
relegation,
listen, bro. Let me please. I know you want to get relegated. You say it every
I'm
week.
just
Yeah?
saying to you.
But
I want to
asking,
keep.
no,
You weren't here before. I said things are going accordingly. That's why I'm calm. I'm not screaming or shouting anymore. Because
good.
Manchester United are now 9th. Hopefully we drop to 17th, 18th, and then we get relegated. And then the Vultures will leave, Super League or no Super League, and the rest will be history.
Look, Baba, what I'm asking is a very simple question.
No, I've answered the question.
Okay. No,
I want to keep Erik ten Hag because Erik ten Hag's been stubborn. He's playing your favourite player, Scott McTominay. And I genuinely want Scott McTominay and Erik ten Hag and Bruno and to be like that. So Manchester United get relegated. That's what the point I'm saying to you. And then it will explode Jim Ratcliffe's face, the Glazers' face, and then they would have to leave.
Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. Listen, as honourable a man as you are, I will accept your politician's answer.
How is it a politician's answer?
Don't get upset. Don't get your knickers in a twist. That's a
How
politician's
am I getting
answer.
My knickers in a twist?
Right, I'm leaving
listen,
you. I'm moving. I'm moving on.
By, it shows you know nothing about Manchester United because in terms of you don't know what happens, what the ownership, what's on the pitch, you know what's going on. But in terms of the football structure and the owners, you don't know. You don't have a clue.
Okay, so
you don't have
based
a clue.
on
they stop managers who can't get top
you're
four.
right.
So
exactly
if you want Erik ten Hag gone, if you want Erik ten Hag gone, you are gonna get that very soon. Like I've been saying, you're gonna get that very soon. Do I think that's gonna change anything fundamentally? No, I don't.
Okay,
and that's my opinion to have because I saw it with I saw it with Oli. I saw it with Ranić. We're gonna get another interim, and then they're gonna down tools even more, and somebody else comes to you while those players are still here. And I've said from day dot, the reason why I'm not Erik ten Hag in or Erik ten Hag out, I said, I want us to get relegated. Those players will have to be sold, and Erik ten Hag will get the bullet, and the Glazers will go, and then we start again. I've stayed consistent in my demands.
Fine. I'm going to move on to Lesso, then we can ask Jarvis. Based on the fact that the Glazers could be here for a while, that nothing's going to change in the structure, and based on the previous manager performances and what's happening at the moment, would you like to change managers? Is there a manager that can be doing a better job than what we're seeing at the moment than Erik ten Hag? What's the answer? Go ahead, boys. That's the question. That's the question.
You go first.
Okay.
Because that is something that we can change.
Yeah, I think it's something that can be done. We've seen it before, but it's not sustainable anyways. So we know that that manager may do well, for a season or two max, but beyond that, he's not doing. He's gonna be out. I think what Man United fans are looking for, I think it's more something of a long term and that is sustainable and that has something that we can look forward to for many more years. We don't want to. I would say it is possible to get a manager who can be successful for a year and a half. It can be done.
What are we talking about? Success.
It's not sustainable.
What is success, Lesso? What is success?
Okay, success. I'm speaking on behalf of the basically on what the Glazers deem or what the Glazers deem as successful. It's basically winning a Carabao Cup.
Bro,
and then finishing top three. I don't see us winning a Champions League under this. I'm sorry. There's no manager or anyone. Yeah,
guys. I want to talk real life.
No. You answered the question. You said
no.
one question.
Let me.
Jarvis gonna answer. Then you can come back. Let Jarvis answer. then you
But
can come
nobody's
back.
answering the question anyway.
He answered the question.
No,
You
they're
just don't
not.
like the answers.
No,
You
these are
ask
not
the
answers.
question. You don't
These
like
are,
the answers.
no,
So
they're not
you ask the
answers.
question. No,
I'll
Bombay,
ask.
I'm not
No,
having
I'll
it.
ask it.
I'm
Let
not
me ask
having
it
it.
to
You
myself.
ask the question. You ask
Yeah.
the question, but
Right.
then you are saying, unless you answer the question in the way I
Yeah.
constructed the question, then it's not a correct answer. Let Jarvis answer. Go ahead,
Before
Jarvis.
Jarvis
No,
answers,
we're gonna come back to you. Sorry, Jarvis,
before,
answer the
I,
question.
I'll
okay,
be
come
quick,
back to me.
Boumaier.
I want to.
I'll
I'll
be very
answer my
quick.
own question.
I want Ten
No.
Hag to
Jarvis
stay
has got to answer the question. You got
for
to
the
Yeah,
be
rest
let
of
fair.
the
Jarvis answer
season, not
first.
3
Let Jarvis
seasons.
answer first.
For the
Sure.
rest of the season, and then we will assess. That's my point at the moment. I will give him the rest of the season. At least let him finish what he started this season, because I don't think bringing in someone in the middle of the season will solve anything. It will be an interim. We will see Fletcher or McLaren or whatever coming in, and the same group of players will down tools, and we will bring a new manager in the summer, and we will have a new assessment period for Maguire and McTominay and Luke Shaw and Bruno, and everybody will stay here for another season. They will get a new contract from the Glazers, and the shit show continues. This is what we will have in this club, unless we have a decent footballing people coming in and making a decision. But the Glazers aren't the decent footballing people. They have no freaking clue about what's going on. They watch Man United on the stock market. We are called MU. NF or whatever. That's the ticker on the New York Stock Exchange. That's the only thing that matters for them. They don't care about anything that has to do with football. So yeah, it's just the way it is. We got to be realistic, but I will at least give him to the end of the season.
That's an acceptable answer. Here's my answer to my own question. I think there has been managers where we have made mistakes by pulling the trigger early, and they gave me something to hold on to, which is why I thought we're going places with this manager. I can see progression either in style or in results. Now, what's Eric Ten Hag's USP, unique selling point? He's not a manager that people would think, I want to play for you. He's not Mourinho or Van Gaal or Pep or Klopp. So that is out the window. Now, if you look at De Zerbi and Postecoglou, they're not that guy, but somebody might think, you know what? That is damn good fun to play in that type of football. So that's the USP. Here, there's no USP. So for me, if Eric Ten Hag, if you offer me an actual manager now, not an interim, depending on who it is, I say, okay, fine, let's go. If he gets to the end of the season, I don't mind that. You know why? Now the excuse, oh, he's got no time to work. You've been that now. We got one game a week. The players, we're missing 4 key players. You could say 5. Harry Maguire or Varane, either one of them two, it's the same shit to me. Then you got Casemiro, Mount, and Martinez. That's your team that you're missing. When they come back, let's see if anything changes to the end of the season. If it does, great, you continue. But if we get to the end of the season, I'm not getting results. I'm getting this type of shit football with a team that capitulates at the first sign of trouble, that has no idea of how to penetrate. He has to go, because a better manager can make Manchester United much better than this. We came second twice. We came third. We got to the semi-finals and the finals of other trophies. We played better football, and we were a team that went on big runs where, okay, we weren't getting 3 points, but we were not leaving without at least one. Team mentality was better. Brand of football was more exciting, was better in terms of the attack, or we played for results that we could get. You know, today, if we leave that game, this is what last thing that this game made me realize today, that I've been fooling myself a little bit. How if today's game ends in a draw and it plays out like that, we're in pretty much control. We're playing the game in front of them. There is a slight chance we might get something. I felt at no point there we're going to do fuck all. If we end with a 0-0, do you know what I come on here and say to you, lads? I'm happy with that. We take that and Liverpool and we take it with us to Aston Villa. That's fine. 2 points out of a possible 6. Maybe we can get some at Villa. Today was the opportunity to build on a very good performance and a great point last week, and we blew it. And every time you have the opportunity, you blow it. So
I'm sorry,
for me, that's how it works.
Listen, I understand your question. I'm sorry to say, but last week wasn't a great performance. It was a bag of shite. Liverpool couldn't hit a barn door.
No, you
Liverpool
have
players
to.
can hit a barn door.
You
That was the
can't.
difference.
What
They had
I
8
think,
shots on
what I
target.
won't do, Nuruddin, is kick a man while he's down. We are
No,
in a
that's
bad
the
place.
truth.
You've
The
got
only
to
thing
be
we did last
objective
week,
and realistic
the
and
only
take the
thing we
good
did last
points of the
week,
game.
Mbaye, I'm sorry. The only thing we did last week, we were positionally disciplined. We were
No,
positionally
there was more to it
and
than
we
that.
played
Though.
with 2 holders. We played
Double pivot.
We
Yeah.
played double pivot, and we were positionally. We played like low block. That's why you enjoyed aspects of it, because it was Jose Mourinho football. That's what we played. That's why you enjoyed it, because everybody behind the ball.
Results
Listen, at the end
offer
of the
a
day,
different narrative and give you something to take in
No,
to
they
the next
weren't.
game.
I knew it wasn't. I knew we were going to get beat. I predicted it last night. I've got 1 badge, 2 badges, FA level 1 and 2. I live in Hume. I talk shit about Manchester United on YouTube. How come I can predict the game and how it's going to go? I said to you last night, West Ham, sit back, give the ball, they let you have the ball, then they will set traps for you, and then boom. And I said Poqueta is going to go from the left to inside, from the right to inside. And that's what he did. But your boy Scott McTominay was the guy that was supposed to be there to defend him, and he didn't. He's too good. He's got quality. And like I said last night, I will take Bowen, I will take Mohamed Kundus, and I will take Poqueta over the shit show that I'm seeing right now.
100%.
That's the truth. But we can talk about this all day and every day, but we're not going to solve this. At the end of the day, for me, I pray and wish for relegation. Because I know then there's no Super League. There's no Jim 25% Radcliffe, because all the sponsors and the money out of the club will go.
Well, you're not going to get relegation, bro. You're going to have to deal with the fact that you're going to, at a certain point, have to say, Eric Ten Hag needs to be changed, or I'm going to keep going with him. There's going to be, at a certain point in the summer, here's another 150 million. When we get to that summer, you're going to have to ask the big question, which
the club doesn't have 150 million unless they sell. I've got breaking news for you, Mbaye, because you don't keep. That's the problem with you. You see, you don't keep in touch with what's going on. Manchester United, unless we get another that 100 and what is it? 1.5 billion money goes into paying down the debt, especially the 300 million that we owe to clubs. Unless some of that money is used for that, Manchester United are not going to have 150 million to spend in the summer. They're not.
Well, whatever they have to spend in the summer and whatever they raise from selling players, the question will be:
we don't sell players. We make huge losses on players.
What I'm trying to say to you is,
tell me what's the last player that Manchester United sold that they made money from? Dan James in the last 10 years.
Dan James. But what I'm trying to explain to you is, at
how
a certain
many?
point,
10 million?
Everything, bro. The question is going to come up for all of us as fans in the summer, where money is available, whether it's 1 million or 10 or 100. However we raise it, to reinvest and buy some more players. Are we going to give this money to this guy? Or are we better off giving it to... This is what I'm saying. These are the questions that this Man United team now we're getting to. The manager.
For me, now that Eric Ten Hag has had how many players now? Anthony, Rasmus.
10 players. 10 players, bro.
The next manager, it's unfair to give these players to that manager. Because that manager's going to be like, well, what can I do with these guys? I can't play with these guys.
Do you know, if you're coming in to do a job for me and I said to you, look, these are the tools, and you say, well, yeah, I think I can do a job. I said, but look, these are the expectations. Bro, you don't just come in and say, I'll take the job without looking at the workshop, do you? So the next manager that comes in, he's going to say, look, these are the players. This is what we've got available. Do you want the job? These are the expectations. That's what happened with Eric Ten Hag.
No, listen to me. Other managers really just like to get in the pick. Because one thing about the Glazers, when it comes to managers, when it comes to coaches, when it comes to interims, they pay. When you sign a contract with them, they don't like say, no, you can't. They pay, but the fans get it. Because then the money to spend on players for next season gets lesser and lesser and lesser. And at the end of the day, that's where we're at. Manchester United are broke. Unless that 1.5 billion goes into investing in the club. And I think there's rules against that, by the way. You can't just have an investment like that. There's rules against that, an injection of that type of money. So we're fucked. So relegation it is, and see you in the championship next season, people. That's my wish for 2024. 2024 is to be in the championship.
Do you know who's going to love you now, Uncle Sammy?
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I swear. Well, that's why me and Sammy agree. But listen, guys, we want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, love and light. Big up to everybody. And while you celebrate Christmas, especially those of you who are Christian, think about the birth of Jesus. Think about Bethlehem. Christmas is cancelled. There's a genocide. Jesus was a Palestinian Jewish fella. He now would be getting bombed and getting murdered and slaughtered by settlers. This is where we come to, people. We say free Palestine. We say it with our chest. It's the only protest that I missed, actually, in 12 weeks. And I was gutted about that today. So I want to say again, when everybody's around the table and you're kicking off with family and maybe you're not happy, just have some gratitude that you're not in Gaza. Just have gratitude that you're not in Sudan. Have gratitude you're not picking up cobalt, everything that makes the laptops, the phones that we have, all of that, and all the stuff that go on the satellites that monitor the world, right? And all the communications, cobalt, all of that stuff. You're not one of those children who are working in slavery conditions. Think about that. You're not the people of Yemen who are also starvation, but with a little bit of fight, is still trying to protect the Palestinian genocide. They are, to me, when you talk about who gets it, who are the people of the year? The people of Yemen. They're the people of the year because they at least try to block ships that are going through to murder more Palestinians, carrying all sorts of weapons or whatever else they're carrying. That is the people of the year for me. And I would say for the Palestinians, I'm sorry that we're not in no power to try to stop the genocide that you are experiencing. We wish we had power. We wish we could do that with a click of a fingers, but unfortunately we can't. The Arab and the Muslim world, hang your heads in shame, except for Yemen and Algeria. Rest of you are nothing but two-bit fucking cowards. I hope you burn in hell, especially the AAU. Anybody who goes to the Dubai and all of that bullshit, I hope you burn in hell as well. Because they are the biggest sellouts, the most traitors of all traitors in the world. Judas of all Judas in this world. And anybody else who's compromising the Palestinian people. But I want to thank the world community. I want to thank 153 countries of the world. I want to thank all those people who want ceasefire and who want to stop the humanitarian, who want to give humanitarian. And fuck all those people who voted against it. And fuck all those people who have saying that, including this country, which I'm a citizen of. Fuck you, fucking Richie Sunak. Fuck you, Joe Biden, you fucking murderous bastard. Fuck you, Ariane. Fuck you, fucking the dickhead that's in France. Fuck you, making it illegal. Fuck you to the German Chancellor. Fuck you to the fucking Trudeau. Fuck you to every other fucking coward leader who wears suits and go home to their children while children are getting slaughtered right, left, and center. They're having 2,000 bombs exploded on their heads. That is what's happening. Right? So this is what we're saying, people. Fuck Zionism, fuck settler colonization, fuck apartheid racism. This is what we're saying. And freedom for everybody, liberation, regardless of gender identity, regardless of religious identity, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless whatever it is, freedom. We scream freedom and we don't make any compromise. We want freedom for everybody in this world without a zero compromise. We're not like one of those people. So we wish you absolutely, on behalf of Therapy Army, wish you a fantastic Christmas. But it's time this year for me. It's not time to celebrate while a genocide is going on. I hope you guys can celebrate. And I hope that you have some gratitude to the family, to the loved ones, to your friends. And that think about that. Think that how lucky you are. You've won the geography lottery. You're not Palestinian. You're not in the West Bank. You're not in Gaza. Or you're not in Sudan. You're not in the Congo. You're not in Yemen. And now in Palestine, all the diseases have set in. They're literally starving them to death as well. The diseases have set in. And if they don't get help to the people right now, medical right now, and all the sanitary things to them, the more people are going to die than died by the bombs. Because that's what happens when you don't have any sanitation and you got like 2 million people in a concentration camp. That is what happens. We're looking at what happened in Auschwitz. We're looking at what happened in in the Warsaw Ghetto. This is what we're looking at. And now the only difference that is 2023, 2024, and we see it HD in this. So enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Love and light. Everybody who's peace lover, love to you. And that's what we need to do is push more love, more peace. That's the only thing that we can do. Was the COVID mass genocide? I don't know. I don't know what that was. But win, lose, draw. Please, Man United are shit. I have zero expectation of this football club. Just free me from the clutches of the Glazers. Give me a relegation to the Championship. I can go to Blackburn. I can go to some of the games locally. I can go to some of the games locally. At least I can roll back the years. And I'm telling you now, it'll be a fantastic, because there'll be no pressure to win. You know what I mean? To win Champions League or any of that. They'll be known to win any of these things. We're not going to win any of these things anyway. So we say fuck you to Joe Glazer. Fuck you to Jim the Rat Radcliffe. Fuck you to all the other bankers and all the board and all Murto and all these dickheads. And Eric Ten Hag, you can get the FU as well for that, right? I don't believe anybody can come and change this. But you, by playing Scott McTominay and the rest, you need to fucking hold that. But just do me one favor, Eric. Take me to relegation, please. Free me! Free them! For me, please. Free me from the Glazers and Jim the Rat and the Europa League and the Super League. That's all you can do for me. But I want to thank to Jarvis, who made an amazing contribution to this year in the panel. Big up to Jarvis. Big up to Lesso. And always, hopefully, see you in the... We'll be there anyway. Well, if you're about Boxing Day anyway. But I don't expect any of you to jump on. I can do the preview and I can do the show. But it's lovely. If you want to see each other, we can see each other in the new year. Big up, Lesso. You're doing great, Lesso, wherever you are as well in South Africa. Love and light, bro. Thank you for contributing. And Bumbaye. I think the biggest applause should go to Bumbaye because he at least tries to defend the indefensible.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
He gets the biggest applause because he gets a stick in the comments.
Thank you.
Yeah, he gets a bit of stick in the comments, and you know what?
No, listen. I want to say
if he didn't have his views,
I'm not a social.
The same thing and see different things.
I want to say, even though I don't even know how to use social media, I make myself sound well old, man. I'm not. Just to put that out there.
No, can you please tell people what you're selling?
Yeah, weight loss pills. I got hijacked. I had this Facebook account 10 years ago. Some donkey in Indonesia hijacked it. And next thing I know, he's selling weight loss pills for women and the latest fashions, pastel colored fashions. So if you want to trim down and look sick, get onto me. I'll box you off. But I must say, as fun as this is, and I do enjoy doing this, as I'm on it all the time, I'm hitting these comments, and I don't know, but you get familiar with people and what they think and how it's weird. This so without the comments and the people that tune in to watch this show, it'd be a waste of time. It really would. 200-300 people listening is an honor, is a pleasure. Like, wow, that to me is a good audience. That to me anyway. So 100%. Big up to everybody in the comments. Respect to all the opinions. Whatever you think of Bummaye, it's all gravy, it's all love. It's not personal. We want what's best for the team. And I must say, I think Mossad are jealous of Eric Ten Hag because even they don't know what the fuck this is. Do you know what I mean? Right. Nobody does know what the plan is. And Schmeichel today was like, I don't know what it is. What's the plan? And this is frustrating. But I wish everybody not a Merry Christmas, a blessed Christmas. And may God protect you guys, from bad stuff, and keep us all on the right track and keep our feet on the ground. Been a great 2023 in terms of YouTube. And you know what? Inshallah, God willing, 2024, things will be better for the people that are oppressed all over the place.
Yeah, big up. Jarvis, Merry Christmas to you, brother, and the family and all the people in Norway and Scandinavia. Go
Yeah, I
ahead,
want to
Lesso.
wish everybody a happy Christmas and a happy Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. You know, it's just football at the end of the day, and we argue here in this channel, but we're not. We're always friends, and you know, it's just
Hello.
football. We know how it is, and the chat too. Sometimes we get a little bit too excited when it comes to this, and and just the way it is. But you know, it's passion, and at the end of the day, we all have passion for this club, and we are basically just football fans as you guys are. So thank you to the chat room and to the panel, and I wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Go ahead, Lesso.
No, I just want everyone to come back safely. You know, that's the most important thing in the new year. And I want everyone to have a very safe Christmas and a happy New Year. All the way from South Africa, obviously. Yeah, we've been facing a lot of problems this year. With a lot of politicians, you know, with the load shedding problem, you know, power cuts, you know, even water shortages at some point. So I'm glad that's getting back on track. But you know, the most important thing is for us to be alive and to also support people. You know, what I've seen with my country is that we support people who you are under siege. You know, right now with the Palestinians, what they're going through, we stuck it up with them. You know, I happen to have neighbors in around Johannesburg who are Palestinians. You know, by nationality. So you know, we've been with them. You know, in terms of the protests and you know in being one unit, you know, in understanding the pain that they're going through. And I'm just glad that the whole country and the presidency has also offered support in terms of the whole thing. So
Yeah,
that's the most
100%.
important
I
factor.
think South Africa are one of the only
Yeah.
countries who actually expelled their Israeli ambassador. And big up to the Green Brigade as well. They were allowed back in the Celtic Stadium today, and they're still showing beautiful solidarity. They're also the people of the year for me. Go ahead.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Look
But big
over
up,
here.
yeah, big up to you,
No,
Alesso, and
yeah.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody in South Africa as well, everybody in the world. And yeah, but in Bethlehem, the Christmas is cancelled, and that's the birth of Jesus. Love and light, people. We'll see you for the. I don't know if I'm even gonna. Is there worth doing a preview because we're gonna say we're gonna lose against Villa? Should we do the preview? Is we're
I
gonna
am
get
not
smashed?
giving. I tell you now, my New Year's resolution starting today. I'm going early. When you ask me for score lines, whatever I give you, Man United will not be more than 0 because we can't score shit. So it'll be 0-0 is probably going to be pretty popular with me going forward.
keeping clean sheets. Wow, you love to hear that.
Yeah.
But love and light to the Palestinians, man. Love and light. Stop the genocide.
Mm.
Stop the genocide.
Yep.
But love and light, people. Happy Christmas, people, and Happy New Year. We'll be back. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the game. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling, but hopefully, if I feel get better, I'll go to the game. And I'll do in the stadium. I'll clap them. I'll clap them to the relegation. Hey! Clap you to relegation. It's what it is. It's what it is. Excuse me. Alien said, oh, fuck that, mate. Yeah, fuck Celtic, the owner's Celtic. Big up the Green Brigade. Yeah, but I like Celtic. I'm not fucking Celtic. I like the Green Brigade. Big them up. Love and light, people. Subscribe to the channel. We're demonetized. We are, the people are on YouTube is unsubscribing people. But let's go and show YouTube, man. That's the least we can do. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. 2-0 Villa, yes. Lil Ass has gone early. It's true. Take care, people. Love and light. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Take care.
Peace.
Thank you so much, guys.